Thanks, Padma, and thanks to all of you for this fantastic opportunity. I'd like to start by making a small correction to the chair's comment so that we are all reasonably successful and reasonably happy. The first part is definitely true, but the second part I'd like to say it's not reasonable, it's exceptionally happy.
Oh,
I couldn't say that to everybody, but I know some are not exceptionally.
Yeah, I mean, to be here, this is. We may not be happy otherwise.
Yeah,
for
for
various
today,
reasons,
yes.
but today,
Today,
yes. This is. Wouldn't miss it for anything. Well, brief recount of where I started and where I am. I think very similar to Ranveer's experience. I joined State Bank of India straight from college, and I did have a couple of offers. I was now wondering whether I should have joined Air India, or now I'm happy that I didn't because I had an offer for a similar role there. So in State Bank of India, I had a very good time. I would say a terrific opportunity, and not only was I able to be in several places within Andhra Pradesh, but also a number of places in India, across India. I was in Tamil Nadu, I was in Kerala, I was in Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Punjab. I've seen a lot of places, partly as an auditor within the bank and in other capacities. So I used initial stages. It was supposed to be glamorous. State Bank of India was considered to be one of the glamorous roles, so I thought, okay, let me take it. I took it. Then for the first 6 months, I regretted it. What the heck? I'm supposed to have done MBA. What am I doing in this? Later on, I had a very wonderful opportunity for serving in the consultancy sector for about 5 years, and I could make use of most of what I learned in there. And I thought, yeah, this is nice. Then I moved to corporate finance, project finance. That was interesting. It was very nice. Did a bit of branch banking, all those things, and then well, I did have some setbacks, as everybody does. 2005, 99, I was posted to London, to the London office of State Bank of India. So 4 years I was there until 2003. And then I came back for a short stint here. I was in Second Word branch as AGM, then I was RM for a couple of, about a year, close to a year. Then I had a personal tragedy. My wife passed away. So I decided to go back again because my children were still studying in London when I was posted there. That's when I decided to quit State Bank of India, 2005, and a slight loose end in living in London, not entirely myself. Then I thought, okay, let me try something else. I joined Barclays. I had a good opportunity, so I joined there. And I am with Barclays since then. Interestingly, between 76 and 99, around 98 or thereabouts, I changed my career path, in the sense even while State Bank of India, I moved over to technology. So I acquired a few more alphabets after the name, after the MBA, that is, in the technology risk and auditing field. So that has stood me in good stead. For various reasons, I married again in 2010. Wife is there, back in London now. Children are globalized. One is in Australia, one is here, and the other is in the UK. So that's where I am. I think the first time I got a call from Navneet saying, out of the blue, is this Subhas? Is this Mr. Subhas? I couldn't place the voice. Then the moment he said Navneet, it struck me. Oh, God, where are we? After so many years, so many memories. And I think thereafter I had a wonderful call from Swarna.
Yeah.
I was going through a bad time at that time. My mother had just passed away a few days before. And then I had a call from Rajat, another, in that previous order, I suppose. Rajat, thanks for it. And I came to know that this meet is organized. Initially, because I had been shuttling to India, between October and March, I did 3 trips. I stayed here actually between October and January, then went back and came back again because of this tragedy. And I thought I will probably not make it to this session. It's too soon after. After a long thought, I thought, okay, what the heck, let me try again. So here I am. And I have to thank, I won't be bloody formal and say thank Navneet, thank A, B, C, D, thank all of you for giving me this opportunity. And I'm really glad.
Our pleasure.
Yeah.
Entirely.
Thanks.
Rajendra, please come. Or should I call you Krishna?
No, it's probably I don't know where to start.
Start from the beginning.
Start from the beginning.
Or I go backwards. Anyway, to start from the beginning, just after school, that is the MBA program, I joined Ideal Chemicals. Yeah, I would like to have a mic.
Your mic is behind you.
I joined Ideal Chemicals and worked there for 6 years to begin with. And in 1982, because I was put into the corporate human resource function, and I started liking to work with people. So I decided to go to the United States and take another MBA with organizational behavior and human resource management. So I went to Case Western, did my MBA once again, and then they called me back. I had taken study leave, then they called me back because one of our general managers, Dr. Mahadevan, became the managing director, and he wanted me to come back. So I went back and worked with them till 1989. In 1987, Professor S.K. Bhattacharya had come consulting with IDEA, and he was also at the same time consulting in Indonesia with a pretty large company called Texmaco. And they were looking for an HR guy, and he recommended my name. The guy from there, Mr. Srinivasan, came down, interviewed me, and took me along. So I went to Indonesia on that count. In the meanwhile, I got divorced from my first wife. Okay, and then we have a child. He's somewhere in this world. And he did his PhD from MIT, which was something that I never knew about, but later on I got to know. He did his PhD from MIT, and now he's joined Shell. He's working in various places. Then I met someone from Indonesia who was working with me, and we decided to get married. Her father objected to that. Then she decided, not I, she decided I would like to go away from Indonesia, go to India and get married with you. So she came all the way to India to get married, because Indian law, there is a Special Marriages Act which allows marriage to take place. So we married with the blessings of my mother. My father had passed away in 1978. So we got married, and then we went back to Indonesia. I did some consulting, then we decided to come to India, and I joined JCT Limited. And we carried on for a couple of years, and my wife started feeling homesick, and she said, let's go back to Indonesia. Mr. Samir Thapar, who owns JCT, tried to retain us back, but then she was stubborn. She wanted to go back, so I followed her. 1996, we went back. Ever since that, I have been a consultant in Indonesia, primarily in the areas of organization, structuring, and so on, and human resource management, training, etc. I have worked with government, the government sector, the public sector, the private organizations, and then I took up teaching. Teaching was something that was given to me by, it was a target set for me by Rajiv Khurana, who is a consultant in Delhi. So he told me, Raj, you need to do two things. One is learn PowerPoint and then start teaching. So I learned PowerPoint first because that's very essential to teaching. And then I started teaching. And teaching has been a passion for me. That's one way of relieving stress. Consulting is bread and butter. So I continue to do consulting. But on Saturdays, I went to the school to teach. I taught a particular brand of people, and those are the executives. So I teach only the executive MBA program, where it's a one-to-one conversation. And I get to learn as much as I give to them. So I get to learn a lot more from them. And that's been going on for so many years, about 10 years it's been going on, consulting plus teaching. And I think more or less settled down in Indonesia. I have 2 boys. One is doing his engineering, the other is in the high school. And we have decided to stay back in Indonesia. So a couple of years from today, I may take up the Indonesian citizenship. That's my story.
Wow.
I would like to call upon Krishna Babu. Please come.
You're picking up randomly